For those who don't know me, I'm Dr. Xin Wang. I am a learning designer at Utah Tech Online. I will be the presenter for this webinar. And in this webinar, we're going to talk about ways to energize students' discussion with digital whiteboard. We're here because we are curious about this challenge, the problem we will see sometimes in our either live course or online courses, the low engagement in class discussion. For online setting, students often see discussion board as busy work. Of course, there are many different reasons why the sentiment form is formed, but a lot of time people believe it's a lack of emotional connection or immediacy that encourages not unauthentic interactions. But as we know, even the live courses are not immune to this challenge either. You probably can record once or twice the awkward moment after you post a question in classroom and students avoiding your eye contact, and even they start joining. Usually there are few students more active than majority of students who are quieter. So this is a challenge we would like to find a way to reduce, or there are many ways we can do it. Today, I'm just proposing one solution that I hope that it can add to your toolkit when you trying to tackle this challenge. If you are facing that, they can give you some more ideas. We are familiar with the physical whiteboards, right? We use it in the classroom, in meetings, to explain ideas, brainstorm, organize information, facilitate discussions. And the digital whiteboard it does the same thing, but with more flexibility. So this is an example of digital whiteboards. Here you can see that they have stickers, different colors. Every user's is assigned in the different colors, so you can easily see who is contributing what associated with colors. And you can use emojis, vote, thumb up to interact with each other and share your opinions with agree or disagree. And also, if you in a live course, you even can set a timer so the student keeps it on track and keep you on track too, how long this discussion can last from start to finish. This example is a brainstorm discussion. You can see students just use different stickers in the digital whiteboard, and they write their own ideas. They can use connectors to connect each other. That's basically what digital whiteboard provide us. It's everything the physical whiteboard provide us with flexibility, because we can use synchronously in classroom or online or asynchronously. So it's more flexible for our students. While we are designing discussion board, a lot of time especially for online settings, we use Canvas discussion board because it's built-in tool. This chart actually help us to see the different features and affordances Canvas discussion board and digital whiteboards provide. I'm not going to read everything. I'm just going to highlight some key features. For example, primary format. Canvas discussion board mainly is linear, text heavy, but for digital whiteboards, like we see just now, the example, it gives you the spatial, visual, infinite view of a canvas. And for interaction flow, Canvas discussion board usually is asynchronous, so interaction can feel like disjointed or fragmented. And digital whiteboards can support real-time co-creation or asynchronous collaboration or layering. And for contribution style here, a lot of times students, because it's text heavy, so students will write responses like mini essays. So it very resembles to the formal assignment. But for digital whiteboards can be because students use sticker notes, drawings, embedded medias, it could be more dynamic. And for greetings, Canvas discussion board is built-in feature of Canvas, so we connect the speed grader and have the plagiarism detectors to be used. The digital whiteboards we're going to introduce today is Zoom whiteboard and the Lucid Spark. They can be embedded in Canvas directly, but usually you have to manually view students' posts and to grade them and add your grades into the Canvas gradebook. And for accessibility feature, Canvas discussion board is better for a screen reader and low bandwidth environment. Then digital whiteboards can be visually dense or challenging on mobile devices because mobile devices are really small. But those digital whiteboards we're going to introduce today all claim they met the accessibility requirement by the Department of Education standard or ADA standard. So after we look at all the features, we can see that this is not a either-or situation. Both tool has its own different features and advantages. So it's mostly the question is which tool is better for the instruction goal you want to achieve for this specific learning activity. So when you pick the tool, you need to consider whether it's the best one to support your instruction goal. We can see the Canvas discussion board better for structured text-based academic dialogue, and digital whiteboards are best for like visual collaborative sense making. We're going to give you some examples for why digital whiteboards are best for visual and collaborative sense making later in this presentation. But when you choose a tool, choose the right tool for the activities that you want to want students to have experience, active and engaged experience with. So next one is. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you some of the examples of how digital whiteboards can be used to facilitate discussions. And all of these examples can be adapted for live, online, or hybrid courses. The first one, let's start with icebreaker, shall we? This is a very common activity that most of the instructors will use in their classroom or online courses. So instead of doing the traditional text-based introduction in Canvas discussion board, you can create this type of visual icebreaker in digital whiteboard. For example, this one, what is your preferred forecast? And student will drag the sticker onto this continuum from worst to best and explain their reasons. And next one, you also can let students create their own personal profile, so get students to know each other at the beginning of semester. Or you can add some humor to your icebreaker discussions, like this one. Who would you want by your side during a zombie apocalypse? And student will drag a character onto their below this question prompt and add their reasonings and sharing why they think that's a better person to choose to by their side. Or you can add some sweetness to your discussion by asking them which brand of chocolate is their favorite. Student can drag this logos of the chocolate to this vertical line, showing which rank them from most favorite and least favorite. It's a great way to visually respond to the discussion prompt. The whole class discussion, sometimes when in a live course, we feel like students are hesitant to speak up because they're afraid of speak up in the front of class. And if you create this board, share with them, give them a few minutes, ask them to post their questions, post their responses to a discussion questions here. then we know that students would be able to or more willingly to speak up later because they feel like prepared, and also help you to hear the students who are usually quiet and don't speak up in the class because they have to contribute there in this board and give and also hold them accountable for their learning. The same thing you can do with small group discussion. You can assign breakout boards for each group, and they can do their discussion within a small group first, or you later can bring them to the whole group. I like this activity a lot. I call it philosophical chairs. What means is you will give students a controversial statement or something is arguable, debatable, then create a continuum with agree or disagree on each side. A student will share their opinions by place their sticky notes along this line, so you can visually check the consensus of the whole class, and also students can respond to each other by asking questions after they read their notes. This is a very useful activity too. We know a lot of times students are resistant to read or watch assigned learning materials. And with the digital whiteboards, you can post your articles in the digital whiteboard and ask students to either individually or collectively annotate with the highlighters and sticky notes for comments, stickers, those type of things. And students can ask questions with each other, can responding to each other's question. It's a good way to do the collective reading too. Gallery walk. In a lab classroom, gallery walk might involve posting work around the room, asking students to walk around, engage with each other. Or remotely, you can create this in the digital whiteboards. You can also ask students to create their own digital gallery walk so they can share with each other and critique, do peer review, and learn from each other. This is a very interesting activity. Personally, I like this a lot. It's called hexagonal thinking. Basically, what it is, you have all these hexagons, and instructor will write the key concept, a code, a theory, a person's name, historical events, whatever, on those, and you give a set of the hexagons to your students, and student will engage in conversation to sort them out and make sure they place them strategically that every side that meet with the other side, another hexagon, has some relationships. So this is a really great activity to encourage active thinking and cognitive engagement, and students have to convince each other why I wanted to arrange my hexagon this way. With the digital whiteboards, they already have this hexagon shaped sticky notes there. You just need to share the board with students. They will drag these hexagons and rearrange them. Then they can later, as a group, record a video to explain why they placed it this way. So the next few, due to the time constraint, I'm just going to very quickly go through them, like mindset, very easily to create it in digital whiteboard, some reflection activities, exit ticket, right? What you have learned, what you want to learn, what you wish you have learned, and also add some cute little emojis to add more fun to the activity. So as you can see, there are nearly infinite learning activity or discussion activities that can be created during using digital whiteboards. At this point, you may be wondering which digital whiteboards are available to you. Utah Tech instructors can have access to both Zoom, Whiteboard, and Lucid directly through Canvas. Both whiteboards can use single sign-on, so instructors and students do not need to create or manage a separate account. Both whiteboard can be embedded into Canvas. Canvas assignment, Canvas discussion, Canvas page. For the tech support part, Zoom Whiteboard is available through Universal's license. So the technical support is provided by the Campus Help Desk and Zoom customer service. But for Lucid Spark, available with the free educator account, technical support is provided through Lucid customer service. So that's the difference between those two. Okay, now I'm going to stop sharing and go into the Canvas. So I'm going to show you where you can find them, how you can activate them in Canvas, how you can access them. Okay, let's share my screen again with this. Can you see me? Can you see my screen right now? Yeah, okay, good. So if the first time you use it and you don't see it, those on this left menu, you go to settings. Then, oh, I was thinking about it. Then you go to navigation. Then you should be able to find it along this list. But at bottom here, you use this to enable them because I already enabled them. So they're already on my set menu. Just remember to click the save. So it's going to be saved. After you enable them, you can see them here somewhere. For example, Lucid Whiteboard here. When you click that first time you log in, you need to log in with your Utah Tech account and password. Since I already have a login, so now I have created my account, so now the button changed into Open Lucid. If you click Open Lucid, you can see this is your main dashboard. Then you have Home, Document. What I like Lucid a lot about is it has a lot of educational template for you. You don't need to start from scratch. They give you a lot of different activities like AI initiatives, brainstorming, flowchart, project, research, those type of things. So you can just use readily, choose one, then you can use them. Or you can create your own by click new. And for this, this is how you access Lucid. And then go back to the canvas. If you want to do Zoom, I feel the better way to use Zoom Whiteboard is actually go to zoom.us. Then you log in with the university credential. Then you click this button. Then you could find Whiteboard here. This thing, then you can find Whiteboard there. Then you open the Whiteboard. You can create, this is the tools around here, have the pen, you have shapes, connector, lines, text, equations, stickers, all those tools here. And you can create this as share. The function here is you grab this embed code, you copy it. Then when you go back to your Canvas page, you can embed it that way. Let me open this. It's very slow today. Sorry about that. Let's go to module. Go to modules. I already have a discussion board. I embedded Zoom Whiteboards in there. remember, I just grab the embed code and come here. Then I can click edit, then use insert, then embed. You copy the embed code there. I'm not going to do it because I already did it. I'll close it and save. It's going to reload and boom, you will have this here. You can enlarge it, you can shrink it. And for Lucid, I have embedded that into a assignment page. It takes a little bit of time to load. For Lucid Whiteboard, the way you embed it is you go to here. No, sorry, here. See, no, here. There's a little like a plug sign. It gives you a lot of tools here. After you have to activate Lucid in your account, you're gonna see this button here, embed Lucid document. You can do that. Then when you do that, it'll click that button. It's gonna give you, come on, everything you have created in your account. You pick one, you click continue, then you click in. You can have this share access setting. Those settings apply only to embedded document. Do not grant user access to document outside of the embedded. So you can allow students to edit, comment, or view only. Then you choose insert. Then boom, it's in your assignment. Once you embed those in your assignment, because it's a assignment page, Canvas is going to create the assignment in your gradebook. So you will have a gradable item in your gradebook. So you know there's assignment, but you still have to manually come here and then grade each student's homework and give them manually enter your grades to your gradebook because the grading is not synced. That is how you access to the two tools. As for the different features, the in-depth, how to use them, if you're interested in using that, the first step I will suggest you to do is you can just go to the YouTube. There are like millions, thousands of videos about how to use this tool. And also, you're welcome to contact me or my colleagues in our office who will help you to set it up if you need us to walk you through how to set it up and how to or bring some ideas how it's going to be used in your course specifically. If you have time, to stay, I can take any questions you have with this presentation. And just remember the digital whiteboard is not meant to replace Canvas discussion board, but I hope that it can help you to expand your toolkit. It's another tool you can use. If you use it intentionally, it can create a some active, engaging learning experience for our students.
I have a quick question.
Sure.
Okay, good. I don't know what my microphone does in my room, so I'm glad you can hear me.
Yeah, we can.
I saw that this Zoom meeting was recorded. This is such valuable information. I'd like to share it with some other people. Where will the link be?
We will send all registrants here an email with a link to our workshops archives page. So you'll get that in just a few days after it gets edited and posted. But I will also or unless Terry, you beat me to it, I'll just go find that workshops website right now and I'll post it in the chat for you. So
Thank you.
I just did.
Oh, got it. Okay.
Thank you. Any other questions?
I also posted in the chat a link. If you scroll up in the chat, remember you're not alone in working to enhance your online courses, and you can consult with your learning designer, as Xin mentioned. And there's a link to help you find the learning designer that's assigned to you, and they can your learning designers are can help you implement a variety of ideas into your online courses. So feel free to use them.
Sorry, I have one more question. So the Canvas course that you were just using, are we already in that so that we can go in and look at those examples that you were using?
No, that's my sandbox.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So,
But if you go to any of your Canvas course, and if you enable those two tools on the sidebar, you can easily just create your own and play that with it there. Yeah. If you do not know how to do it later or forget about it, just reach out to me. We can do Zoom. You can come to my office. I can come to your office. We can do work together.
okay, I found the Lucid one. What was the other one? The Zoom, what's the
Zoom
Zoom?
whiteboard. Yeah.
Zoom whiteboard.
Yeah.
Okay,
Zoom.
I'll look for that.
Yeah.
And the credentials, is it our D number or just our email, first name dot last name?
As an instructor, I think most instructors have the first name dot last name at utahtech.edu. I think for you, Lucid, as long as you log in from the Canvas, it's going to ask you to use your first name dot last name, I think, that one, as instructor, because you need to be an instructor. It's an educator account.
Yeah, it asks for email or username, so I'll just start
ask for
clicking
email,
around and see.
ask you log in with your Utah Tech instructor email and password.
Okay. All right. I'll reach out if I have questions. I'm sure I will. Thank you.
Huck, you added something in the chat. Did you want to?
Yeah, just to clarify. So whenever you want to play around with new tools, if you don't already have one, you may already all have your own sandbox course, but you can have IT create your own personal sandbox course in Canvas for you that doesn't have students associated with it. So you can just kind of play with different stuff, insert stuff, and kind of test it out. And so the link I put there is just a request ticket for IT to generate a sandbox course for you. And then you're usually pretty quick about it. So
Any other questions?
Thank you so much. That was awesome.